Hey everybody, welcome to a commentary for Malphite for Season 3. And this video is actually more focused a bit on talking about what I think is Season 3 in general, and how it affects the roles that I play in particular. Well, really one of the bigger changes, two of the big changes were in both support and in jungling. In jungling more so than support in my opinion, because honestly, they added a bunch of items, but they didn't really change a lot about the types of the type of role that you're playing. But in the jungle and in the jungle, it changed pretty much how you play, because for junglers now they have Hunter's Machete, and what Hunter's Machete does is it helps you clear. You pretty much need it on a lot of junglers in order to clear moderately fast. It's not I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but from what I hear, it doesn't really give that much money to the junglers and everything. The money's still kind of stingy and shit. Like, there's not that much money offered to junglers still. But all the same, you have these big items now for junglers, and you often can't get enough money for them. That's what I hear anyway. That's what my friend Scone Thief told me. I don't know if that's in his exact words, but that's pretty much what he's told me about jungling. Now, regarding top lane, the change to jungling actually affected top lane a lot, because now people that can passively farm are a lot more viable up here, because granted, you can be how do I say it? You can snowball really hard up here still. You can't snowball really hard at top lane still, but for the most part, Season 3 pretty much is the reintroduction of farming top laners, because now they can do it without being disrupted as much in top lane, and it's a very interesting change, because now you can play people like Darius, or Jax, or Yorick, or hell, Malphite in my case, and not worried about getting camped, because camping someone now is going to hurt the jungler a lot more than it used to. Because of the fact that jungle camps have more health and they take a lot longer to kill, camping a lane actually takes a lot of power from your jungle. So in this case, I was able to just kind of slug it out solo against this Riven, and well, not much to say really here. Malphite, as long as you're capable, does moderately well against Riven, so it's not really much to commentate on. This is just a video of me kind of smacking people in the face with Malphite, and pretty much showcasing how much top lane has changed now. Because granted, Warwick even in Season 2 didn't gank didn't gank until level 6 because he didn't have that much success. But all the same, Malphite needs to get camped, and Warwick wasn't that great of a choice to begin with. But also, how do I say it? It takes a lot longer for junglers to actually get to your lane. And even then, you should probably already have somewhat of a lead on your opponent. If that person is getting a lead on you, then their jungler is probably going to come in and seal the deal. It's not really a matter of, hey, you were winning, but now you're not, because the jungler came in and completely destroyed you. Now it's more of, now it's more of, you're doing this kind of on your own, and I like that, because I like being isolated at top lane. I don't like it when the jungler just kind of interrupts me when I'm already doing pretty well against my opponent. Granted, right now I'm not really doing spectacularly. Riven's kind of annihilating me, and I do end up kind of needing my jungler's help. She's not annihilating me in trades, but in farm she's kind of murdering me, so not a whole lot I can do. I mean, I keep expending too much mana, and it kind of keeps crushing me. So right here, I don't know why I didn't come to my jungler's help. That was probably one of the worst things I can do. What's it called? Warwick ends up counter jungling the Nautilus because Nautilus doesn't really do well against people that can duel. And I also don't know why. I don't know why Warwick decided to try to fight me, but I show him what's up. I don't have mana though, so I'm gonna go ahead and B. Anyway, so pretty much top lane changed only in the fact that now you can use farming junglers a little bit more and not be as worried. Also, it's going to be more of even more of a contest of matchups because you don't have that constant jungler pressure to completely interfere with you all the time. So while before, you could say, hey, jungler, could you come down pretty soon? Now, at top lane, you're pretty much on your own, and I kind of like that, because I do really well when I'm left alone. Oftentimes, I don't... granted, it's always nice to get help from the jungler and everything, but... it's more of a gift to me than it is like a necessity, like a lot of other people. Because a lot of other people go, hey, I hate the fact that I don't have anyone else here. I want I want some extra leverage because I can't do this on my own. But with me, with the champions that I play, it's actually a lot better if I get the kill on my own. It does sound like a pride thing, but honestly, it's not really that. It's more of, hey, I'd prefer if I could actually just, I prefer if I didn't have any kind of real interference. And, I don't know why that Riven didn't dive me. She probably could have killed me, but she probably would have died too, so that's probably why she didn't do it. Anyway. What was it? So about mid lane, it's kind of the same deal as top lane, except now, since mid lane is the most easily accessed, it's going to be really hard for it's going to be harder for a lot of mid lanes to deal with more jungle pressure in mid, because a lot of mid laners are characters with very few escapes. So what's going to end up happening is that since top lane wards and everything a lot, and it's very rare for them to not get a gank in or anything. Well, it's very rare for them to get a gank in. Bottom lane has, mid lane has huge problems with, how do I say it? Mid lanes has huge problems with pressure already, and they had problems with pressure in Season 2. Now the pressure's getting tossed onto them, so they're gonna have to find new ways of coping with it. Not that they didn't to begin with. With good enough wardage, it was pretty easy to deflect that kind of pressure, but all the same, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of pressure in Season 3 for a lot of mids that there wasn't before. Not much I can say about AD carry. I don't really play that role very much, and I'm not very good at it, as you guys made it clear to me in my Kog'Maw video. I even know that. I'm not that great at AD carry, but because I don't really know the little bits and pieces of it. All I know is that I need to stay away from melee champions, and then hit whoever's closest to me. That's pretty much all I know about AD carry, and that's not very much. So, it's best that I stay as far away from AD carry as I can. And right here, I don't know why this Riven's trying to fight me. We come out even in that trade. I don't know. Here's the pitfall that Rivens fall into, I find, is that they always think that they can fight. They always think that they can fight whoever they want at any stage of the game, even if they're not even ahead of them. Like, Riven has 1 kill and 2 deaths. She has a bit more farm than me right now, and she is kind of killing me a lot because she has a brutalizer now, and I don't really have very much many armor items. All I have is a cloth armor. But every time I do that, she can't really fight me. So, yeah. Honestly, this matchup wasn't very difficult. I mean, it was kind of annoying. Riven is always annoying, but she's not impossible. I mean, I just don't like her. She's just annoying. But anyway, I'm just going back and getting Philosopher's Stone because I'm having some pretty severe mana problems. But anyway, here's the role that I really wanted to talk about, though, and that's support. Because support is one of my most comfortable roles. Actually, even more than top lane, which I commentated a lot. The only reason I don't commentate support games is because it's kind of the same deal. If you guys want a support game, though, for me to commentate, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll commentate more support games because I really like support. It's a very fun role for me to play. And yeah, this Riven found that she couldn't fight me, so she stopped. But anyway, so that was a bunch of failure right there. I missed my E after she kind of lost the trade there. But anyway, there's a lot changed for supports. I mean, not a lot, but I didn't need to flash that. I don't know why I did. Anyway, not a lot changed for support. It was just the items, but the thing about support before was that it was a very simply built role, but a very complex role to play. People don't really give support credit for how complex it really was. It's very easy to tell. Let me just put it this way. It's very easy to tell when you have a bad support. And the reason why it's very easy to tell is because when a bad support has an AD carry that they can't communicate with, they say, oh man, my AD carry sucks. There's just nothing I can do. Well, when a support that actually plays support is paired with an AD carry they can't communicate with, it's more of, well, he dove the turret and he was really stupid. But what I have to do now is I need to find a way to adapt to this situation. I need a way to deal with the fact that my AD carry isn't really the brightest guy in the world. I need to bend over backwards. I have to, like, break my back to keep this guy alive, because right now he needs to get back in the game if we're going to win this game. Honestly, if you're in the mentality of, hey, I can't do anything with this, I can't do anything with this laner, I mean with this AD carry, then you're in the completely wrong mindset, because part of being a support is being able to deal with any sort of AD carry you get paired with. If that means that you can't play the support you want to play, then that's the way it has to be. But anyway, getting back to how support kind of changed. I mean, now it's a very itemized class, and I don't know if I'm in favor of that. I mean, I'm not really a fan. I have a big problem when items are king. When items are king, it gets to be very, how do I say it? It gets to be very convoluted. I mean, and the role is forgotten about with the AD carry. I mean, oh man, I wish he had red buff, then she would have died there. But anyway, it's kind of convoluted, and let me explain why. I mean, you have a lot of build options to choose from now. That's a little overwhelming because of the fact that half the time you don't even know what to pick. You have like stuff like these wraith things that slow people down and everything and grant vision. It's really useful. And you've got this one that heals someone for a lot, and it's like half this stuff you don't even really need if you're playing a support. I just think that it's all not like necessary. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but that's just kind of how I feel. It's like, if you're playing a support and you're playing that role, you don't really need all these other items to help you do your job. And I feel like that was kind of where Riot kind of was a little misguided. I mean, I guess people complained. I felt like people complained about items a lot with supports, but they were complaining when I felt like they were complaining about. Oh, give me a second. I was just watching that. I felt like people were complaining when they really didn't need to. Because if you're a support player, then you realize that there's a certain way of playing a support, and it doesn't require items. A lot of the power that comes from a support isn't from items. A lot of it is from their abilities. A lot of it is from the power they bring without items. And it's what I think Morello touched base on this, about the fact that one of the things that makes supports so hard to balance is the fact that they just do so much without any items. So I don't really think they needed any, honestly. I feel like it's what separated them from AP carries, because AP carries also have utility and everything, but they also have burst, and that's what makes them kind of an AP carry, is because they carry team fights, not necessarily because they really, how do I say it? Not necessarily because they were damage conduits like AD carries are. Because if you have a fed Graves or a fed Ezreal, your job is obviously to keep that guy alive, because he's going to be doing the most damage in the team fight. Now AP carries, they also have a lot of stuns and binds and all that stuff. And so that's what keeps them relevant throughout the fight, like, is all the stuff they offer to the fight. Unless you're talking about someone like Diana, whose job it is to kill the AD carry. So, anyway, I guess the point I'm trying to get across is that I just feel like this is a lot of unnecessary extra stuff. I mean, it's great to have with supports, but oftentimes you're kind of kept from doing what I feel like I like doing with supports, which is helping my team have map awareness. I like to keep an AD carry alive, and I can do that plenty fine with very few items. The only items I usually end up needing are the ones that help me get tankier, so I don't just die when I'm trying to peel for people. But other than that, I don't really need any of these damage items, like the slow ghosts or the ice-like field or any of that. I'm repeating myself, but you get the point. I do like the extra items. I just think it's a little unnecessary. So, anyway, back to this game. I'm just backing off. I go into the bush so that Warwick can't just randomly ult me. Plus, I had my Q already activated, so it gave me extra move speed there. We'll see what's going on down here, huh? And I don't know how Lisa missed that, but it was a little embarrassing, honestly. And I was trying to get to this team fight so that nobody else would die. Honestly, like, that's pretty much what that ult was for. So I got my armor reduced. It's a little annoying, and in the meantime, Scone Thief playing Ezreal, which, yeah, he's still playing Ezreal even after the nerfs. Just kind of killed that Draven. The nerf on his W didn't kill him. It was just really, really needed, because otherwise he'd be killing everyone, every bruiser, every AD carry. And I found that I generally found that kind of like broken as hell, because it was, and a lot of pros agreed with that. So honestly, I think Ezreal's still in a great place. He's got a lot of early burst, a lot of safety especially. That's what didn't change at all, which people think has. Ezreal's still really safe because of his mobility. So yeah, I mean, I guess Scone Thief will just keep playing Ezreal and no one else will, and it's their loss. So anyway, I don't remember what I got here. I think, oh yeah, I got a Haunting Guise because I noticed that Riven didn't get any MR at all, and she's only getting damage. And honestly, if I feel like if I can burst her faster than she can burst me, it's gonna be fine. She has a black cleaver, and that's great and all, but I get my W, and all she can do is reduce my armor by a flat amount, not by a percentage. So since she doesn't have any flat pen yet, she can't really kill me. And even then, like throughout this game, she doesn't even kill me. So I don't know why I'm ignoring the CS behind me. Drew, you're really stupid. So anyway. I'm just kind of pushing my wave, joining my team whenever I can, but then I realize that they don't really need me very much, so I just kind of go away. And Scone, I don't know how you missed that, bro, but you did, and that was pretty bad of you. But anyway, Riven and I are just kind of duking it out alone. See, this is what top lanes become, and this is like my favorite type of top lane. When you and the lane opponent are the only ones fighting. See, like, you just get into these big engagements and they're so much fun. Granted, I got low there and it was kind of not great, but now I just wait for my passive to come back up, so it's fine. And it comes out just in time, so then I can just burst her down and it doesn't matter. I don't know how... We got 2 double kills in a row, and I don't know what madness is happening down there, but I don't care because I am top laning and I am having a good time up here. And this is always, like I said, this is pretty much what top lanes become, and I love it, love it, love it. Not everyone will, and that's what a lot of people won't like, is that previously top lane was determined more by the jungler than by you. But now that the jungler's routes are different, now it's just pure skill, pure mind games, pure strategy. So we've got these, I'm pushing these minion waves again, and I do want to fight this Riven, so, and I end up completely chunking her, but I don't know where Warwick is, so I'm just gonna back off. Nami's coming back up. She's just gonna support this Riven. I don't know why, but she wants to push the wave again, but I guess to deny me more farm. But even then, I'm getting like a lot of... I'm gonna end up getting a lot of magic penetration. Well, I already have a lot, but because in my runes, I've changed them around a bit until I get armor quints. Because I'm going to get armor quints pretty soon, but until then, I go armor reds, armor yellows, magic resist per level blues, and magic penetration quints. I know that's not the most optimal setup, but it's very much temporary until I can get those armor runes I really want. Because once I get my armor runes, I'll just go armor quints, armor yellows, magic resist per level blues, and magic pen reds. So I find that very I personally like that setup. Not everyone will. I just think that for what Malphite's supposed to do, it pretty much fits with the playstyle. So anyway, we're just kind of cleaning house now. We're pretty far ahead. Lee Sin had kind of a messy start, but he kicked it back up, and it was pretty nice. And right here, I'm going to show you guys this fail flash of mine. This stupid little chase I become a part of. I end up killing him with my Q. I don't know why it's funny. I don't know why Malphite's Q is funny to me, but it just is. So anyway, again, this is kind of a stomp. Like I said, this was mostly just a game to talk about what I felt about Season 3 and about what changed. Out of all the changes, I think I like top lane's change the most, though, as I've demonstrated. Because, again, top lane in Season 1 used to be this huge skill matchup that was just a lot of fun. Then Season 2 was like, it's kind of drifted away from that a little bit. It's more of just the jungler snowballing that lane, and then camping it and keeping that top laner from doing anything, and clearing away all the wards. I generally thought that playstyle was very boring, so it was alright. I mean, I could still do stuff if I could escape. And that was one of the reasons I liked Lee Sin the most, was because he pretty much forced you to not camp him because of the fact that his how do I say it? Because of the fact that his dash would basically say, "Go away, stop bothering me." But the other reason I liked Lee was because, in addition to that, he could also 1v1 like a boss, which was one of my favorite playstyles. Still is. I mean, I still love 1v1ing. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. Malphite is kind of different for that. I mean, he can 1v1, but generally I pick Malphite for when I'm picking him for my team, not so much for when I want to kill someone. And in this case, I was going with a very different item build. I was going just a flat pen build because, first off, I wanted the magic resistance from Cassiopeia because she was pretty far ahead when the last I had checked. But also because Riven doesn't really get much magic resist, and she should have gotten the Hex Drinker. I don't know why she didn't, but I was like, no, Lee Sin, that is my Wraith. I have worked hard for that Wraith. But anyway, Riven didn't get any magic resist, so it was like the perfect time to just go flat pen and just completely wreck her. In addition to the fact that I had a Nautilus on my team, and I didn't even think about it until I had already locked in Malphite. So Malphite wasn't really the most optimal choice. I probably should have gone with someone more damagey like Kha'Zix. But thinking back on it now, I think Riven would have completely wrecked me if I had picked Kha'Zix. So it kind of wasn't the most optimal choice. So after Nami flashes that way, I want to kill this Draven, but he does the stupid knockback thing and I can't catch him. So, but we do end up going hide and go seek with Draven, so it's pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff, man. So we're looking every which way, and then Sona catches a glimpse of him. I wanted to kill this Nami, but Nami is fast, so I couldn't do anything. And I end up doing that. And then when he does that stuff, I'm just like, your attack speed is nothing, sir. I hope you're happy with yourself. So we ended up getting this free dragon, and I don't remember what I was doing around here. I think I was just trying to keep Warwick away, because I knew he was around. And he knew he couldn't fight me. He knew it was like, alright, if I try to fight this guy, I'm gonna die, because he's got a lot of armor, my attack speed's slowed, and he could probably ground slam again if I kept fighting him. So I don't know why Scone Thief tried to fight Riven, but he did, and he died, so his loss, I guess. Also, I think, for the record, I think the Black Cleaver stacking is really fucking cheese, and I hope it goes away. Anyway, what's it called? So I'm decently farmed. I'm not as farmed as Riven is, but that's probably because she's just kind of only farming now, because she realizes that she can't really fight me. Right here, we both kind of have a derptastic moment. Honestly, I think it was more on the Sona's end, because I used my Q on no one else, and then she went back in for some reason, and I was annoyed with that. And then after that, she's like trying to get away, and I'm like, nope, you're dumb, you're dead. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you too, so I just kind of ran away. We ended up going 1-for-1 for that. Sona's a little upset with me because I didn't use my ult too earlier. But honestly, I just wanted to Q her. I wanted to Q Riven and then walk away, because I didn't know where everyone else was. And then I saw Warwick and I was like, fuck, I don't want to fight this. So, anyway, I got my Liandry's Torment now, which gives a burning effect, which is really nice, because now every single every single ground slam I put down also burns them over time. So that's pretty mean, honestly. So, Last team fight is approaching, and I'm very I'm very magic pentastic, and right here's where the fight comes in, and I don't know why I know why she exhausted me, but then we end up killing her, and I wanted to go after this Nami, but it was kind of annoying that this Draven was doing annoying amounts of damage. And then Ezreal's like, no, I don't want this. And then he used QSS and he got out safely. I don't know how the hell he did that, but he did. And then I wanted to escape the dive, so I did. I don't know how much longer this game is. I don't think that was the last team fight, actually. I remember there being one more. So let's fast forward through this stuff. I go through a wall because I have Singed blood in me, because Singed goes through all the walls, and I'm just getting farm and pushing and stuff, and it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I still really like Malphite. I mean, he got stronger at top lane because he can't get camped as hard anymore. He's got a very wide array of build options now that he has all these items to choose from. I would have gotten the Ice Gauntlet or whatever, Iceborne Gauntlet, but Nautilus already got it, so I didn't feel like I needed to. And then this is the last team fight. This is where they realize that they can't really fight us. And yeah, the QSS kind of wrecked that Riven. So he got out. Scunthieves got out safely. And then with that, I think this is when they surrender. So expect more Season 3 videos coming your way. I'll release a support video or two if you guys want me to. Just comment or favorite or whatever. Comment and tell me that you want a support video, and I will. And then, so that's the end of this commentary. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, do whatever you want, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.